right.
Just waiting for it to activate. Damn, I'm in the octagon today. Look at that. Woo!
That's at the Sphere. Is that the Sphere?
Nah, I'm not rich enough to afford the tickets.
Hey, he bring those prices down, all right?
Bring the prices down.
He bring them
Shit.
bitches down, all right?
He should have done that from the jump. Like, I remember looking at the tickets price in the beginning. It was like average price like $200-300, and then they released the beer prices. It was like $56 for a beer, and I was like, I mean, obviously they're paying that much money for a ticket. They don't give a fuck about beer, but whoo, like I don't know. It looks like it's gonna be pretty sweet though. I actually was breaking down the card. I like it.
The card's decent. I'm looking at the card right now too. Like, I do like the Alex Grasso fight in Valentina, and right there you got Brian Ortega and Diego Lopez. That's gonna be a hell of a fight.
I got one big beef with this fight card. How the hell are you going to have a Sphere fight for the Mexican Independence Day, and you do not have Dr. Moreno and Yair Rodriguez on the fight
Either
card?
one. Yes.
What the fuck are you doing? They scheduled the fight later in the year. It's like, what are you doing? I don't understand it.
That's a good point there. It's a good point.
The fight card is there's less fights on this fight card than a normal fight card, though, which is good. Because they're going to get right to it. So we're going to talk about that tonight.
Diego Lopez is Mexican-American, right?
Yeah. That's my guy.
No, he's Brazilian. He's Brazilian.
I mean, I like Ortega as well, but
Alexa Grasso is Mexican, right?
She's Mexican, yeah. I mean, you got Mexican meat wrap, too. They were calling it Mexican meat wrap tonight, and they were comparing him to Mexican Floyd. Remember when Floyd came out in the sombrero? I forget who it was, but he whooped dude's ass.
Alexa Grasso does not even look Mexican, you know.
I mean, look at Ortega. He's pale as shit. He's the whitest Mexican ever. Remember when he first came up?
Isn't Brian Ortega Cuban?
No, he's Mexican.
Let me see.
He came up and he was talking about it, and they were literally showing him with his family, and his family's all.
He is Mexican.
And he's just albino. It's fucking great. I'm a big Ortega fan, but out of all this fight card, he made the biggest fumble. Like my man fumbled his career, like the end of his life, and you know what I'm talking about.
Jason Cortez.
Yeah, I mean, hey, he ain't been the same since.
He's won a couple after that. He beat Yair, that's right.
He beat Yair, and then he missed like the weight twice. We'll talk about it. You ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, let me turn this on. 3, 2, 1. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Stoop Life Podcast. Tonight, we got a wide range of sports that we're going to be talking about. Obviously, it's NFL season, so we're going to be hammering NFL. It's college football season. We're going to be hammering that. And if you guys are not following us on our Instagram page at Stoop Life Sports, you're missing a lot of good picks. We've been putting a lot of picks on there, and the picks have been winning. So hop over to Instagram, follow us, get that money in. Tonight, we're also going to be talking about UFC. We got an event coming up at the Sphere. And then we're going to be talking about Stoop Kellerman's favorite, boxing. We got Canelo back. So I don't know about you, Paul, but I'm ready to get into this tonight. We're going to be going like first take. Make sure you guys got your phone off. We don't want no skip Uncle Shannon Sharp incident going on tonight.
Shout out to Uncle Shannon. Shout out to him.
That shit was wild.
Man. That's my man right there, bro. He said, I was in that thing for 25 minutes, 25 deep.
You can't tell me he didn't do that on purpose.
I don't know why he would need to, though. That's the thing.
I don't know. I mean, everybody's watching the show now. I mean, I don't care. I think it was hilarious. I saw it. I was like, damn.
I love it.
I was like, they can't fire the guy.
Man. At least it was a woman that he was taking down and not another.
Yeah.
Another.
Doing no did All right. Let's get things started. We're going to get things started tonight. We're going to break down our defensive and offensive players of the week, voted on by you guys on the Facebook page and the Instagram page. We gave you guys a list of the top 4 candidates this week, and our defensive player of the week is none other than TJ Watt. How do you feel about TJ Watt's performance this week?
Love it. He was wrecking the game, bro. He was out there. He was a problem on defense. I love it. He should have had 2 sacks though. Let's be real. They took away one.
Like this guy gets double teamed on this man walks to the bench and he gets double teamed. Like that's how good he is. Like his stats didn't show exactly what he did. Like if you want to break down what he actually did on the field, his pressure rate is like phenomenal. Like it's unbelievable. What he does to the game on the defensive end is more than stats, and it's like he still got stats, but it's like damn, he's unbelievable.
He's almost it's almost like he's unblockable at this point.
He really is. I mean?
Like how do you he's that good, dude. He's that good that he's that unblockable.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
I love his JJ. I'm not ready to say he's better than JJ, but man.
It's tough because it's a different position than him.
Yeah, he's an outside backer. JJ was
I mean, I don't know.
Man, it's a tough one, man.
We remember how prime JJ Watt was really good. Like, prime TJ Watt's in his prime now. So, like, if he could stay healthy, like we said earlier in the podcast, we both think he's going to get, probably might get sack record this year. So he already started the season with 1. But as I put on the graphic here, he had 1 sack, 1 fumble recovery, which secured the game for the Steelers.
I was just about to say that. And he called game.
Yep, exactly. And like that right there, like there was a couple guys on there that had a lot of good stat padded days.
Yeah.
But none of them, in my honest opinion, made as much of impact on the game as TJ Watt. I have my guy from the Eagles, my man Chris Bond, but he had a good game as well. Yeah, but I can't argue against TJ Watt.
How many pressures did he have? Yeah, what?
A lot.
5 pressures, 2 sacks.
If you like, at the end of the day, if you're looking at stats, you're like, well, there's guys that had like 15 tackles, 2 sacks, this and that, but none of them guys contributed as much as he did on stuff you can't record. And I think he was just the baddest man on the field by far. But yeah, offensive player of the year. You guys voted on it as well. There was a lot of guys that had really good offensive days, but the problem is none of them had more yards and touchdowns than we already know. Fly Eagles, fucking fly. Saquon motherfucking Barkley. Let me get him up on here. Let's go. Where's Saquon? There he is.
I can't It annoys me, but it's the same story. Hell of a game, Saquon. Mm-hmm. This is the way to say, "Hey, Philly, I'm here."
Hell of a debut. My man had 132 total yards, 3 total touchdowns. The Eagles beat Paul's Green Bay Packers 34-29. I think it was a good game. There was a lot of faults on the field because of the field, but offensively, if we would have flipped sides, guys on our players of the week, you have to win the game. If your team does not win the game, you get a vote. We had 2 guys on there that I think could have been here. One of them could have been Jaden Reed. I think if Packers would have won this game, a lot of people could have voted for Jaden Reed because that dude was a beast as well. But how do you feel about Saquon Barkley going forward with my Philadelphia Eagles?
I have no problem with it. As much as it hurts to look at that right now, he had a hell of a game, brother. I tell you right now, you guys, if you guys can be that consistent against other good defenses, he's gonna have a career year.
I predicted it. But I will say this about the Philadelphia Eagles. I love seeing Saquon Barkley ball out, but it's a long season. Let's pull it back a little bit. Let's add in the other pieces we got Philadelphia. Let's get Dallas Goedert involved a little bit more. Let's not let Saquon Barkley do 90% of the snaps. I don't think that's a viable option for any running back in the NFL to succeed because obviously if he plays 90% of snaps, then he gets hurt. You're going to hear it all. But any running back that plays that many snaps in the NFL, unless you're Derrick Henry, you're going to get hurt. So let's pull back a little bit. I hope I don't see too many of the stats lines like this for him. I want him to have a good year, but let's secure him for the end of the year.
Health is wealth. A man once told me health is wealth, so he got to stay healthy.
I mean, like I said, if you can stay healthy and you can do a little bit to refrain him from getting hurt,
yes,
I think you involve more of the offense, getting on a little bit more. And with everybody else, I think they did pretty good game one. But yeah, I think we need to see Saquon Barkley take a little bit less snaps, and then hopefully put up similar numbers with less snaps. I think I'd like to see that. But man, I'm very hype on what he performed, because if they can bring this type of team and this type of healthy Saquon Barkley into the end of the year in the playoffs, he gonna make Jalen Hurts look a lot better if he plays like that, because Jalen Hurts was looking like Ray Charles out there in a lot of his reads.
Jay had a better second half, though. I will say that Jalen had a solid second half, but
Jalen Hurts
were hurting him. Very inconsistent.
He was phenomenal against the blitz. He had a perfect quarterback rating against the blitz. But like you texted me during the game, can Jalen Hurts not go left? So every time he just kept getting pressure, he kept going right. And it wasn't the blitz. It was pressure coming in. His
pressure,
bro, outside of the pocket, he was god awful. Awful. 3 for 18 or 3 for 12.
The formula right now for Jalen is have the QB spy on him and collapse that left, and he's gonna go right.
And if you're in the red zone and you put a spy on AJ Brown, he can just look it down and throw. It's like, but it's all right. I think that was game one. I think both teams in that Friday night game had a lot of things they need to work on. But overall,
talk about somebody who had a game. That was AJ Brown. He did that against one of the best corners in the league.
He did.
Bullied.
And
it hurts me to say this. He bullied him.
But at the same time, can I be like the opposite of that? Like, that field that they had wasn't allowing anybody to guard a two-step on the wide receivers. They were falling all left and right. So that's why, I sent you that stat. I saw the stat. But at the same time, they were falling all over the field.
They were.
So, I mean, I'm not saying A.J. Brown ain't capable of doing that on him on a regular field. I'm just saying, I don't know. It's week one. They played on a soccer field.
Yeah, it's week one. It's a soccer field. It is a little slippery, but for the record, I'm not blaming the field for that loss. Like a lot of people were texting me that if you guys would learn a better field to win, I don't want to hear that.
You can't blame the field for the loss.
We were a little bit too aggressive that last drive against you guys. If we would have played the way we were playing in the first half, where we contained, I think we got the ball back with a reasonable time. But
I mean, if you guys would stop holding and stop getting the dumbass penalties they kept getting,
tell me
would have been a different game. I mean, but it's game one, week one. Yeah. They'll improve. And I think we saw that last year in the Packers, where week one all the way to week 6, you guys were shaking. You had a losing record, right? 7-8 or whatever you were. And then the second half of the year,
I'm pretty sure we were 9-8 last year. 10-6.
No, I meant before you ended up the last game. You had a losing record.
Yeah, we had a losing record.
But so I think you're going to see growing pains in the beginning of the year again. Even though you guys started off, finished off real good last year, I think you're still going to see a growing pain. Jordan Love, we'll see what happens with him. Yeah. I hate fans that are like, oh, yeah, he got hurt. I don't like seeing players get hurt, man. I think they make fantasy football fun. They make the sports fun to bet on. Especially quarterback like Jordan Love. I don't want to see him get hurt. So hopefully he comes back. He's doubtful this week, but we'll see. He might be back.
He's throwing, but another thing for the record, I don't think it was a dirty play. I think it was a football play.
I will say this: it was not a dirty play, but they made that tackle illegal. You're not allowed to do a hip drop anymore. And what Jalen Carter did when he did, he got the ground, he turned it. You're not allowed to do that anymore. That's a penalty.
That's true, sir.
And they called it for reasons they didn't call it more for the quarterback tackles. It was more the wide receiver tackles. Because remember, a lot of times last year, the guys were getting their fucking ACLs torn because they're running full speed and the guys are hip dropping them. And when you're running that fast, your leg, bam, it's going to snap. So they banned that tackle. I mean, honestly, I didn't really notice it live. But when they showed the replay, I noticed it, and I was actually like shocked they did not call a penalty on that.
Okay, so it was the hip drop they were talking about. Okay,
it was an illegal tackle, but we watch football as we know it. We don't. In my opinion, there's really nothing dirty about that play. Like it's part of the football. The guy's big, but like I said, they made it an illegal tackle, so technically it is. So I mean, hopefully, like for the players' purposes, they see that and realize, oh, hey, like we got to call this. And hopefully this week you see more of those called. Because I don't know how many of them were actually called during the games, but like you already got Jordan Love, one of your top quarterbacks in the league, getting hurt from it. I think you should make it an issue that you make it a point. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know. Like people are always saying, oh, well, you can't do this or that in the NFL anymore. Yeah, well, these guys are just too fucking big, too strong, too fast. You got to do something or they're all going to kill each other.
Exactly.
Would you rather them call these penalties or see all the backups playing?
Yeah,
I'll take the penalties. You know, I mean, that's just my point of view on it.
I'll take those penalties too, man.
Yeah, and let's also talk while we're talking about penalties. I was watching that Niners game. So how many illegal formations did you guys get in the game where your lineman was starting early or step back? Like 9?
Well, we started off with 2 right off the bat. I think we got one every drive.
So Frank Williams does that shit on every damn play. Every play he steps back at least a half a yard. Might not seem like a lot, but it's a lot. He's a half a yard behind the line every time, and he jumps early, like 50% of the snaps. They didn't call it once on him. Like, not at all. And I'm, like, watching it like, yo, like, come on, man. I'm not saying that's why they won the game or nothing. I'm just saying, like, you called it on Baltimore how many times?
Yo, that was the frustrating part right there.
Yeah,
and
it's crazy.
You know what's messed up? I was listening to a lineman breaking down, like a pro lineman breaking down today. There's nothing Ronnie Stanley could have done that opening drive to like fix that because he might just be standing upright like that.
Yeah,
there's nothing. He's been in the league. How long has Ronnie Stanley been in the league? 6-7 years. Yeah, almost 10 years. There's nothing he can do that's going to change his posture for that.
Yeah. I mean, but at the same time, like some of the calls that were calling him on, like he was blatantly like behind. Yeah, he was pretty blatant on a couple of them, but it's like, I mean, like people don't think it's a big deal, but like it is. But at the same point, I'm like, come on, like you call it on them, and then you switch sides, and you're like, oh, whatever. Like, I mean, that's how we know, like, they're kind of rigging lines to get them pushed back a little bit of yards. Like, that's what we talk about, guys, when I talk about the NFL is rigged. I mean, it's plays like that. Like, they can literally call it on every single play, and they decide which teams and which guys are going to call it on. Yeah. Like, that's why it's rigged. Not because you're going to say, oh, well, they're going to know this guy's going to get a catch here, here. No, they can control the points by inches on a football field. They can control it by one flag, pushing them back 10 yards. You can get a first down, 40-yard catch, and they go, nope, false illegal formation, bring it back. Now instead of 1st and 10 on the 20, you're fucking 3rd and 35 on the 55 or the 45 on the other side. Like, it's a big fucking difference right there.
It's a huge difference.
Yeah, and that's why I watch these games, I'm like, damn, like this is bullshit. But speaking of games, let's give a little breakdown of week 2 games here. We got tonight, we got the Bills versus the Dolphins. Sunday night football, we got Bears at Texans. And then Monday night football, we got Falcons at Eagles. You see these slates of games we got on here. What game do you think is going to be the highest scoring game of the week?
This is tough because I don't see a lot, honestly.
Remember how we were talking about last week?
Saints Cowboys.
Yeah, I agree with you. So the over-under for that game is 47.5. I
got a question. How are the Bears and Texans looking? Like how? Like what's the cover on that?
Remember when we were talking about the Bears beginning of the year?
Yeah.
We're talking about injuries. Yeah, well, I already fucked up. They already got Romo Duze not practicing. He's probably out. He'll be week to week. And then you got fucking old man Keenan Allen already out. He's not ruled out yet, but he didn't practice the last 2 days. So he's probably out. Yeah, banged up. And you got Caleb Williams looking like shit. The guy's nails painted pink on the sideline. And then he comes out and plays like he has pink nails.
How's that line on Tampa and Detroit though?
Tampa, Detroit, Bucks are getting 7.5. Over under is 52.5.
Ooh, I love that's gonna be game of the week. That's gonna be game of the week right there.
I think it could be. Yeah, I have it going under, just because I just think it's going to be like it's going to be a shootout. Yeah. But week 2 of NFL, like based off all the stats from last year, this and that, you get like any of these games that are that high on the go, you go under. It might be 51. But, like, dude, they all – remember 2 years ago we're talking, like, dude, they're all – anytime it's a line like 9 or more, take the 9.5. Anytime it's 50 and over, you go over. Well, last year it was the complete opposite. So it's like – you never know. You're playing in the dome. Yeah. I mean, I hope Baker balls out. I do. But, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. The worst game of the week is Pittsburgh and Denver. The line is 36.5. You going under or over on that one?
Second week of Justin Fields starting. They're playing
in Denver. Denver.
Playing a rookie Bo Nix. I mean, I know I was very high on the kid. Defense, that's probably the best defense in the league right now is Pittsburgh. Yeah. What was the over under on that?
It's like an Iowa football game. It's over under 35.5. How can you not take over? Like you're not going to 30 seconds in a football game? Like 20 to 14, 34.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
I'm gonna take the over on that though, because I think Justin Fields is gonna have a better week this week against a subpar Denver team. So
I think Justin Fields, I think he's going to look a lot better. I think
you look comfortable out there.
Yeah, I think they're going to get a rushing touchdown or two. I think he's going to look like Justin Fields wasn't that bad last week. He didn't make any bad throws, but he didn't make any good throws. But the problem this week with them is you got George Pickens getting guarded by Sir. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's going to be a bad game. Any other games you like on here?
I love my Packers and Colts game.
No. Yeah. How about the dog of the week? We got the Rams. We got the dog of the week. Possibly Green Bay's getting 3.5 versus Indy. We just talking about Green Bay for a lot, but I want to remind you guys that even if Jordan Love doesn't play in the last 3 years, the game one as a backup quarterback. So game one, the backup has started. They have won 72% of those games. That's a pretty crazy stat right there. So I'm just saying,
Malik
you
Willis,
guys
baby.
are being overlooked there. I mean, you might.
Malik Willis.
I don't even think it'll be about. Listen, I don't even think it'll be a lot about him. I think it's going to be more about they got Josh Jacobs for a reason. That's why I think it'll be a Jacobs game.
You're on to something.
Yeah,
Bob.
I mean.
You're really on.
I mean, I might be wrong, might be right, but I say some educational things that make me sound like I know what I'm talking about. But hey, maybe not.
What were you about to say about the Rams?
So the Rams lost Puka Nacua. He's probably out for at least 4 weeks, probably more. They are getting 1.5 points at Arizona. How do you feel about that game?
I love it. I absolutely love it because there's nothing that Arizona scares me with. As Kyler looked every bit of 5'9" yesterday. Well, this last week, it's like he couldn't sit, and he's going against that pass rush that the Rams is bringing. Give me them Rams. They're going over on that one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I got the Rams on that one.
People forget Coop had a good game last week.
Coop's back, bro. Coop is back.
That's my boy. That's my guy.
Yeah. But that's enough with the NFL today. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
Let's go on to another.
August was NFL. It's killing me.
Yeah. I mean, we got a lot. Coming up this weekend, we got UFC 306 Noche for Mexican Independence Day at the Sphere. We got Sean O'Malley taking on Merab Dvalishvili. And then we got a couple on the card. We'll talk about it right here. But how do you feel about this fight card? Do you think it's going to be all it's made up to be? Dana White has spent $20 million on the Sphere, he said. What do you think about that?
It's going to be a lot more solid than I think. After looking at the card, like if you see the card, it's actually a pretty damn good card.
Yeah. Listen,
Honestly, I like it. I really like. I went through it at least 3 times today again, and I was like, you know what? There's not a fight on here I hate.
I will say this about the fight card. I'm going to say 2 things about the fight card. Number one, my biggest thing I don't like about the fight card is this. How do you have a fight in the Sphere for Mexican Independence Day, and you do not have Yair Rodriguez or Brandon Moreno on the fight card?
Say it loud.
I don't get it. Like,
Mexican warriors of the UFC are not on this fight card.
Like, you could take out the one chick fight, the Souza and whatever her name is, and then the Perez versus Jan. Take them out. Push the 2 card on the main card down and add Moreno and Yair on there. Like, then that fight card is fucking awesome. Like, but the thing I do like about the fight card is this. Every single fight on this is going to be a fucking finish except maybe one, and that fight is going to be Ortega Lopez, and it's going to be a fucking awesome fight. And that could be a stoppage. But I have every other fight on this damn fight card probably being a finish. So I think Dana White did a very good job of – he put a lot of Mexican fighters on here that want to finish fights. So I think that's going to be an entertaining thing. But did you see what they're actually doing with the Sphere during the fight, which I thought was cool?
Bringing them damn ticket prices down.
So even like before the ticket prices – so, yeah, like the ticket prices were insane. Like they started out at, on average, guys, a typical UFC event, the average ticket price is about $300. That's including the high end and the low, about $300, $350. The average ticket price for this was just over $3,000. Now, we're going to talk about that because we also have another fight we're going to talk about, which you can bring up, that made them lower the fight tickets. What do you think about that? Like, we talk about that all week.
I want to tell you the truth. If we're talking about Canelo and Berlanga card, the boxing. Well, sorry, Top Rank, Al Heyman, everybody who's involved in this card, they made that undercard for Canelo immaculate,
massive card,
immaculate. And listen, this isn't a Turkish card. Turkish out, she's saying okay, because him and Canelo don't get along. He's seen this like, okay, all right, watch this. This is only gonna make boxing better, which it's been rolling lately.
The crazy thing is, it's one block from UFC, same day.
It's crazy. It's great.
Dana White was not happy.
It's great.
He was not happy. But like at the same time, my honest opinion, I don't think Canelo fighting is going to take anything away from what this event is going to be. Because let's be real, pay-per-view sales for UFC have been plummeting anyway because Dana White, you want to keep talking about piracy. Like, you're not going to get anyone that doesn't pay for the fight. Like, lower your ticket, your pay-per-view cost, make people buy it. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, I'm not buying it.
One of the biggest heavyweight fights coming up is going to be $20 for boxing.
I think they're all going to be that after. I think they're going to lower them because, like, they're understanding. Because think about it, like, when you stream a lot of fights, a lot of these people don't have, jailbroken Fire Sticks that are A+ like I have.
Yeah.
But a lot of them, they what happens? They kind of fluster out during the fight. You want to pay $100 for a fight? You want to pay $20? People will probably pay $20, and they'll make a lot of money off of that because a lot of people that don't buy the cards usually stream them on these bullshit stream websites like VIP Box or Crack Streams. They always freeze from the main fight, or they're behind. So if you're going to pay $20 for a fight, I think a lot of those people will just pay for that fight. Big difference between $20
is nothing. That's great. That's amazing. That's less than a movie theater date. Like, that's nothing.
Yeah, and like I said, if they're going to bring the quality. That's actually one thing I think the UFC is doing. The UFC, they announced it's going to be the first ever sporting event that is going to be 1080p on the screen.
Yeah.
So, like, it's basically finally going to be an HD stream of this event where I want to see how it's going to look because I don't know if you've ever seen the concerts that happen in the Sphere. They're fucking crazy. Like, they are absolutely insane. So it's like, I was just watching the MMA preview earlier, and they were like, Chael Sonnen was on, And I don't know if my man was extremely excited for it or if he was coked out like usual, but he was very happy and excited. And he literally said, I was just inside of there, and it's immaculate. It's going to be amazing, but I can't tell you what I saw because they're making anybody who's going in there sign things that they can't say anything about the Sphere or what they see before fight night. That's pretty wild. Like,
yeah, man. I love it.
So,
I love it.
So what I was going to talk about, though, is what they're doing in there. So the Sphere, if you guys don't know, you got to look up some of these concerts. Like, they had the YouTube concert going on in there, and they had the hieroglyphics on the screens on all, like, the whole top of it, showing, like, background. Like, it looks like you're, like, wherever they show, like, they show a desert, you look like you're in the fucking desert. Like, and they can put it on the outside of the Sphere and the inside. Like, it's crazy. But what they're going to do,
it's state of the art. It's really state of the art, man. It's a beautiful thing. Like Dana White can easily set the stage for like a gunfight or something. Basically, it's badass. I gotta give it to him.
What they're doing though, so he's dedicating this event to the people of Mexico. So it says his love letter to Mexico. And what they're doing, they brought in like actual movie directors and stuff like that. What they're doing is they're going to do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 9 fights or 9 different scenes. They're going to do 9 scenes, and they're going to make it like a story of the Mexican people and boxing and all that, like their fighting history in between each fight. And they're going to play it on it before they announce like the fighters walking in. And I think that's going to be pretty damn cool. I'm actually I want to see what they do. Well, the problem is you got to watch the fight from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
And if you miss the first fight, which I don't even know the time, 7:30, you miss it, then you're going to be like, you missed the whole beginning of it. You're not going to see anything. I don't know. It'll be a little different there. But I think when these fighters walk out, when they do their walkouts, I think it's going to be fucking unbelievable. I think it's going to be crazy. Yeah, so I think it's going to be. I'm tuned in for that for sure. I don't know if I'll watch the beginning. I might YouTube, those clips going on in the beginning. But how do you feel about the first fight of the night? You got the young kid Rosas Jr. opening it up in the Sphere as a minus fucking 950 favorite. What I tell you, first fight's going to be a finish. How do you think he's going to feel? He's going to be the first fighter to get a win in the Sphere. Like,
talking about on the main card?
Yeah, it's the prelim cards. Rosas Jr. First, the Asian guy, Ira Link. I don't know how to say his name.
Oh, you talking about? Okay. I like Edgar on that one.
I just think it's. I'm saying it's going to be pretty cool for him to walk out. Young kid, he's only 19 years old.
Yeah, 19.
He's going to walk out. It's going to be pretty cool for him. I think the fights. I actually got the fight as a submission, easily a submission win. That's a lock.
Yo, the funny thing is, like, Raul is perfect. He's perfect for this shit, though. Like,
that's why I'm like, it's pretty cool. He chose the right guy.
The dopest thing about Raul Rosas Jr., it's a fighting family. There's 3 brothers that are in the UFC, bro. Well, one, two. I think 2 are in the UFC. Yeah, not yet. Or is it just Raul? But they all fight.
The other guys are out. They're all. He's young. He's the
youngest. He's
fucking young. So what is he? 17 years old?
All Mexican family, full of fighters. Like, yo, that him coming out is gonna be amazing.
I think it's great. It's great. But the rest of the card, nobody really knows about him. I will say, to start the fight, where is it? Where is it? Here. Right here. So I don't even have the fight card on. Shit, I fucked up. The Manuel Torres fight versus Biomedes. That's my first dog of the night. Ignacio is plus 100. I like him to just win the fight. I think he's a dude. Torres is good. I've seen him fight a lot, but like my first play for you guys for the night was Rosas Jr. submission, and then I got Torres with the submission. With the Biomedes upsetting Torres. I like that.
I like.
All right, you see any of these other fights on there that you actually like?
Only in the main card. The main card's like Those last three are immaculate. They're great. I even like the lightweight fight with Daniel Zabula. I even like that guy. He's good.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
15-1. He's.
How do you feel about this Diego Lopez versus Ortega fight?
I think it's going to be a brawl, an all-out brawl. I think these guys are so. I think these guys are just going to go at it. These two.
You think Ortega's going to make the fight this time? Because if you remember, Ortega was supposed to fight Lopez like 2 pay-per-views ago. Remember, he got into the ring, he got into the arena, and he couldn't make the weight. He was sick.
Yeah.
And then Lopez ended up fighting the other dude, Dan Age, and it was a hell of a fight. In this fight, Diego Lopez is minus 180 and Ortega is plus 150. I actually got Diego Lopez winning this fight by majority, unanimous decision.
Me too. I'm gonna go Diego Lopez on this one too. I'm going for the majority decision too because kid's hungry. Kid is hungry.
One thing I like about Diego, so they asked him earlier.
Tough son of a bitch. That's what I like about him.
He said, bet on me to finish this fight early so I can go back in the back, change, and come out and corner Alexa Grasso. What he said.
That's dope.
So I'm like, I'm going to put a little bit of money on him to win by, I don't know, submission or knockout. I don't know because Ortega's tough to do either two. So I don't know. I don't know what the odds were there. I'm just taking him to win the damn fight. But he said he's going to finish the fight early because he wants to corner Alexa Grasso. That's what he said. And every time this guy says he's going to do something in the UFC,
he does it.
So far, he's done it. Like, I remember we talked about UFC a couple months ago, and I talked about him. I love this guy. I think he's going to be a future championship contender. If he already is, obviously. But
absolutely. Especially if he wins this fight, he could be next in line for the winner of Max and what's the how you say it? What's the Diego?
Eli Topuria.
Eli.
We'll talk about that because I think the main event might have something to do with that fight as well.
You think so?
Yeah, we'll talk about that next. How do you feel about the Grasso-Shevchenko fight? Third fight. It's one fight Grasso with that amazing submission. And then the last time they fought, it was a boring-ass fight, but it was a no contest. You think Shevchenko can get
I love Valentina, man. I love how well-rounded she is. She's a world-class kickboxer. It's tough. I'm going to have to roll a Grasso on this one, though.
Yeah, my heart wants to say I got Valentina, but we just saw something very similar to her situation in Israel Adesanya. When you want to take the old guy, you know they're going to come back. They're so damn good. You're not doubting them.
No.
But we see it time and time again. We saw it with Kamaru Usman. We saw it with Silva. It just sucks to see them. Like, they get old and you lose that one little step. And not even just that, you lose the edge. They've been there so long, it's just like, it is what it is. They want to win. But the other person's hungry. But I don't know, man. I still want to go Valentina here. I'm going to Valentina with underdog. I think she gets it done. I think she's going to get it done this time. I got Valentina. Now we're at the main card here. We got Merab Dvalishvili plus 110 against Sugar Sean O'Malley. How do you feel about this fucking fight card?
I'm going Merab, man. As much as I first and foremost, I absolutely love I love the way Sugar Shane fights. Sugar Sean, you could put him in a boxing match right now. He moves so fluent. But I think a guy like Merab, who is a fucking dog, a gorilla,
he's a crazy
strong animal, he will walk through it. Once Merab gets started, it's hard for him to stop, man.
I can't argue with you there. The fight possibilities are all over the place. You got by KO. You got Sean O'Malley plus 170. Merab plus 1,000. By submission, they're both at plus 1,900. You know that's not going to happen. That's why you should bet it. Why we should bet a submission. Like, how many times you've seen a fight like this when you got two brat, you got a brawler. I mean, you got a box, basically a fighter, guy who can kickbox, box, versus a predominant wrestler, and whoever wins that first round gets their style going. They usually win the fight. So I mean, we've also seen that. And we're like, you're seeing two guys that punch each other, and it's a submission. It's like, damn, Merab don't do submissions. Sean O'Malley don't do submissions. So how crazy would it be if Sean O'Malley won by submission?
It would be wild as shit. Because, like I said, the way I see Sean O'Malley, though, man, like I said, he just moves so fluently. You could put him in the ring right now. That's how good I think that kid is. But I think this Merab is like you say, he's a brawler. He's perfect for that style, though.
Yeah, I mean, my breakdown of the fight is this. Like I just said, you got a kickboxer and a striker in Sean, but a lot of people, you know, they watch this guy and they're just like, he's so skinny. I don't understand. Like, but man, like, I'm not a huge fan of him. I'm actually buying into him more here and there, just because I watch a lot of his videos and podcasts. I think he's a funny ass dude. Like some of the shit he says, but the way, like you said, him being a boxer, there's not many guys that I've seen in the UFC that can get their range as quickly and efficiently as Sean can, and he's done it over and over again. He's phenomenal at it.
It's the way he sets you up. It's you know how Conor used to lean back. Yep. His lean back is the lure you in. Like when
but the front,
he'll throw his jab quick, come back, and you're running right into that left already.
He does two things that I think are very highly efficient. That like he probably does as good, if not better, than every guy in the UFC. Is number one, he does it Gaethje, and he sets his face up by that lead front kick. And he's not a kicker. He's not going to do many head kicks, but he sets it up with a kick.
Perfect.
And number two, he does what Dustin Poirier does. You come inside, you're expecting a hook. He hits you with the fucking uppercut. He'll give you the bam and the bam, just quick up. He does that fucking uppercut so efficiently that it's like makes you second guess when you're coming in on it.
He's an absolute animal of a counterpuncher. I actually enjoy watching him fight. Like I don't like him personally. I think the guy is a weirdo. You let other guys bang your wife, like I get it. You guys have a swing your life. That more power to you. But as a fighter, he's one of the best strikers I've ever seen in the UFC. Yeah, no disrespect to Anderson Silva, no disrespect to Izzy.
Well, I mean, just let's look at the stats we have right here. So his strike differential in the UFC is plus 533. That's strike differential of him hitting and getting hit. So he has landed 964 strikes to 431. He lands 7.2.
He doesn't get touched. That's what it tells you.
He does not get touched. He hits you accurately. Yeah. It's like remember like Izzy. People like. You know me. I can't stand Izzy as a person. I think he's fucking weird at the point. But in the ring, prior to his last couple fights, that man was accurate as hell. Exactly. Sean O'Malley is accurate. He's exactly the same.
Throw. He's not throwing the throw. He's throwing because he sets you up, like you said, with that lead kick. That lead kick does a lot. I don't think people understand that lead kick. It does a lot. It gets your attention. You don't want to be hit there again. You don't want to be hitting the shin again. You're like it's going to cause you to step into it. Like
exactly. He's just nasty with it. But at the same time, people are not going to talk about how we got Merab Dvalishvili, the fucking machine, who is currently number 3 in UFC history in takedowns with 79. Think about that. He has 79 takedowns in UFC career already.
What's his ground and pound stats?
He doesn't. So the problem with Merab is this.
There it is.
He can take you down, but he doesn't keep you down. That's why a lot of his fights are decision. But at the same time, he annoys the fuck out of you because he takes you down, and then you get up, and then he's back the fuck on you, and he's taking you down again. Look what he did to fucking Peter Yan and Henry Cejudo. He absolutely manhandled both of them. Killed him. Like, he took Henry down fucking 5 takedowns in 1 round. And then he, just killed him. He took Peter Yan down 11 fucking times. Peter Yan don't get taken down. He took him down 11 times. How good does that tell you Jose Aldo is? Because he didn't take Jose Aldo down. Like, think about that. You know, it's crazy. Like, I'm like, damn. Like, I was looking at his stats, and I can't, every time I look at it, I'm like, this guy's unbelievable. Like, but I want to tell you this. We talk about Sean O'Malley striking. Merab has such high pressure on you. He's number 1 in bantamweight history Well, currently in strikes with 1,736 strikes landed. But he gets hit a lot.
He's a fucking bulldog. That's why he's the gorilla. He's a silverback. He's literally a silverback gorilla, bro. That's why I think Sean O'Malley's not gonna like when he punches him, and it doesn't affect him like it did our Aljamain. Like when Aljamain got touched, he got affected real quick. He felt that power.
Where we need to talk about that a little bit, though.
That's his teammate.
Sean O'Malley has power. Okay, think about this. He has power. He hits hard. Doesn't look like he does.
So does Peter Yan.
Where you're long, you get that width to it.
Yeah.
Merab in the fight against Henry Cejudo and Peter Yan, he got hit trying to trade hits, and he fell back and stumbled. He didn't go down or nothing, but he got stunned.
Yeah.
If he gets stunned by O'Malley, do you think he's going to do the same thing? I mean, historically, he's proven that he's just said, fuck it, I don't care. I see stars. I see 6 of you. I'll hit them all.
I mean, it's a fight. It's a fight with small gloves. I'm not shocked if a man gets a little shaken up. I think the second he gets stung, he's gonna take him down. He's just gonna grab him. Merab's so strong. He's so strong. I think he's gonna pick him up, flip him, keep him down. If he has to keep him down, he will. Because Sean O'Malley's he's not great on the ground either.
But he also has great takedown defense.
I was about to say, but his takedown defense is pretty damn good. And I did also see him work from his back. I like the way Sean worked from his back a lot too.
It's kind of like we talk about a lot of these other fighters when they're really good strikers. How good are they at takedown defense when people know like they're going to hit you with the uppercut or a knee when you come in? Yeah. How many attempts do they actually have on them? Yeah. I mean, just by judging what I looked at, I know Peter Yan didn't try to take him down. I know Osman Sterling, he was all fucked up in the head. Cheeto didn't try to take him down once. So it's like, how good is his takedown defense really? You know, it's going to get tested here because you know how big of a fan I am of Merab. Yeah. I love Merab. I've been talking about Merab for 5 years now.
I love him too. And like I said, I love like being a boxing purist. Like I absolutely love Sean O'Malley striking.
I got 2 questions for you about this. So we got Merab cut on his left eye. I already posted it all over the world. Everybody saw that shit. Got stitched in his eye. I think it'll be healed up for the fight. And number 2, looked like he had a possible staph infection on his arm. Think that can affect him at all?
I think the cut's can affect him.
Yeah, possibly. But at the same time, it might also affect the way, you know, a lot of times when fighters are cut like that and they're crazy, like look at the Diaz brothers. Yeah. They get cut, they don't give it. And the fighter that they're fighting was at that cut, and then it ends up being a downfall for that fighter going after that specific injury. Merab is the type of fighter, I could see that possibly happening where Sean's trying to hit him. You know, Sean does a lot. He switches back and forth a lot. He's one of the fighters who can go orthodox, southpaw.
Go left and right. He's just switching.
I could see him going for the cut early to kind of fuck with his mental, and it's just not affecting Merab at all. Like, nothing.
Now the staph infection, though, that's different, though. That does drain you.
It does, but
so
he's fucking crazy. He's crazy. So you got Merab for the fight.
I got Merab.
Okay. I'm gonna bring my graphic up here. These are my picks for the game, for the fight. I'm going with Sugar Sean O'Malley to win by knockout in round 2 or 3 at plus 490. It hurts me to put that graphic up here because I want Merab. But as I was breaking down this fight, I was looking at stuff and I'm like,
Sugar Sean's so good, man. It's
just like there's so many times that we've had a boxer versus a wrestler and they get knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong with that, but just by going by my judgment on how I've been seeing fights in the last, couple years, I got to go second round knockout there. But if I had to bet Merab, I'd bet Merab by decision at plus 165. So I might hedge him. I might hedge it. But I will tell you this about the fight. However round 1 goes, if Sean O'Malley is able to keep him off of him and is able to pick him apart with the jab and the kick, he's going to win the fight. But if we see round 1 where he does not have that ability to keep Merab from coming in and taking him down again and again, just in round 1, Merab's going to win the fight. So however round 1 goes, whoever wins round 1, I'm telling you, put all your money that you either won or double up whatever you lost on whoever wins round 1 of that fight. they will win the fight. Mark my words on that. You're not going to see anything change from round 1 to round 5. What happens round 1 is going to happen the rest of the fight. That's how this is going to go. I mean, I don't know if you agree with me or not, but just judging on stylistically difference, that's just how I think whoever gets that in round 1 is going to get it.
Sets the tone. It does set the tone, but also which fighter is going to adjust. That's another thing you have to.
I just don't think neither of them is going to be able to adjust. Think about it. So if Sean O'Malley's coming around first round, he's picking them apart, this and that. Merab's game plan is attack, attack, attack.
Yeah.
Sean is going to be like, all right, well, he keeps doing this, he keeps doing that. I'm going to fade him and hit him. That's why I said more likely a knockout by Sean O'Malley because Merab's not going to adjust. But if Merab is winning, he's like, yo, I keep grabbing and this and that, O'Malley's going to be like, same thing that happened to Peter Yan and Henry Cejudo. What the fuck do I do?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
he's relentless, man. Merab is so fucking relentless. I'm telling you, that's a baby silverback gorilla right there, man.
Yeah. So the rest of my fight card for this parlay, I got Diego Lopez winning by decision. I got Ronaldo Rodriguez winning by submission. I got Ignacio Bajo Mendez upset winner. And then Raul Rosas Jr. win by submission.
I love that kid. I love that fucking kid.
But we got more to get to. What do we got coming up? What do we got? Boom. Woo. We got your shit to talk about. We got the Battle of Mexico versus Puerto Rico on Mexico Independence Day, same day as UFC fight. We got a fight card between Canelo and Berlanga. How do you feel about this fight card? You hyped about it?
I love it. This fight card is fucking beautiful. It's fucking shout out to Canelo and the guys for getting these boys up here. You see this people, shout out to Al Heyman. Shout out to Al Heyman, man. Shout out to him. He did a good job on this. When he sees what Turkey Al-She's doing over there, and he's saying, listen, I can do it too. And he did.
Awesome fight card. Who we got on this fight card?
We got Rolly Ramirez versus James. We have Caleb Plant, who's one of my favorite fighters, taking on this scumbag Macumbi. We got the old dog, Arislandi Lara, who's probably 50 years old at this point, taking on Philly's own Danny Swift Garcia. And of course, for that main card, we got Mexico versus Puerto Rico. We have Canelo versus Edgar Berlanga. This is packed, man.
What's your favorite fight on this card? Fight?
Huh?
I said, what's your favorite fight on this card besides the Canelo?
Plant Macumbi.
Yeah? You don't like Macumbi? What do you do to you?
All right, well, listen. He keeps saying that Plant quit in a fight against Canelo. Quit in the fight against in his last fight he lost. In reality, he was winning most of those fights. He only got stopped once by Canelo, and he was winning against Canelo. Macumbi is a 30-year-old prospect. Bobby, he's a MAGA guy. He's gonna come out with the MAGA hat on.
I mean, if he's anything like the UFC MAGA guys, aka Colby Covington, I won't like it.
He's gonna choke. Basically, he hasn't fought anybody, and he's 20. He's I think 28-0, and he hasn't fought a single ranked fighter.
Wow,
he's
pretty bad. What's he?
He caught out Caleb Plant, huh?
He's the professional Jake Paul.
Basically, he's ranked on these boxing bodies like the WBC, the WBA, the IBF, etc. He's ranked there because of his record. He's beating other prospects, but not a single ranked fighter. Then he's calling out arguably one of the best super middleweights, and that's Caleb Plant. His style against Caleb Plant's style, it just does not match, man. He doesn't have great head movement. The one thing Macumbi got is a lot of power in both hands. He's just so sloppy with it. That's the one thing I'll give the kid. But Caleb's sweet. He got great feet, great jab. He's smooth. He's stay away from the left hand. He loves to throw, and then Caleb will walk around. He'll get him out of there in 5 because Macumbi doesn't have a gas tank. He fought. I don't think he's had a 10-round fight yet. That's another thing.
I know. Yeah.
Caleb's been he's been in with the best.
I mean, I've seen him fight a couple times. I've seen him fight Canelo. You know, I mean, he's pretty good. Pretty good. You can't be bad if you're fighting for a middleweight championships, but I mean, we'll see. I mean, you got him finishing by knockout.
I got him beaten by the 5th round because McCumbee hasn't. He's had one 10-round record. Fight. You're 30 years old, bro. Like, he has one 10-round fight, and Caleb Plant's been in the championship rounds for the past 7 years. So it's Caleb, in my opinion. He's gonna get my time.
That means a lot, especially in these type of sports. You got that championship experience. Like, come on, yeah. I agree.
This is
How do you feel about Danny Garcia? You think Philly can get it done?
I like the way he looked in his last fight against Benavidez, to tell you the truth. But the inactivity is what's killing me with him.
I remember he's been out for a while. When was the last fight?
On, then he's off. A year and a half, almost 2. He's on, then he's off. He's on, then he's off. He's lucky he's going against Lara, a guy who does gas out, but a guy who will knock you the fuck out at the same time. I swear to God, Erisland and Lara got to be 50 years old at this point. You know, Cubans lie about their age.
Yeah, they get real old, but they still brawl, bro. They still fucking brawl.
He fights just like your typical Cuban. He's smooth. He's slick. He doesn't throw a lot of punches. He'll take your best shot, though. So Danny has gotten better. He has gotten better with using his feet.
Do you think this for the World Middleweight Championship and the Plant fights for the Super Middleweight? Do you think the winners of these two possibly fight each other? Garcia, Plant?
No. You talking about with Caleb Plant and Canelo?
No. So you got Caleb Plant's fight at Super Middleweight and the Garcia fight at middleweight.
Nah.
You think they'll possibly fight? No?
Nah.
That's
168 pounds to 160. Danny's not moving up no further than what he's at right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
He's small. He's a big. Hold on. He's a big middleweight though. Danny's 5'9", but he's solid.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think everybody watching us knows Danny Garcia, especially in our area, Philly. You know, we all know him. I mean,
I've been in gyms with him, so I seen the way the guy moves. I've been in gyms with him, so I know how he goes. Danny's a hard worker, man. He's a hard worker. He had a lot going on mentally in his last fight, and he still won. He still beat the shit out of Benavidez.
Hey, man, it's good.
I think he's gonna beat Lara. I think Lara, like I said, Lara's a little long in the tooth. I mean, nothing to sleep on. But I think Danny knows what he got to do to beat Lara. And that's literally just beat his body up, go upstairs with the left hook. Body, left hook, and get the fuck out. That's what Lara sustains to. I mean, he doesn't like getting hit in the body. He hates it.
Yeah.
He hits in the body, he starts backing up more. He doesn't like it. That's what I got on that fight. Plant, he's gonna get McCumbee out of there probably by the 5th round. I see a knockout. Rolly versus James. Listen, Rolly Ramirez is one of the most frustrating fighters ever. Hell of a fighter. Fun fighter to watch. No chin. 0 chin. James, lot of power. Rolly's gonna do one of those things where he's gonna charge at you. Just throw. He throws a lot of punches as he's moving forward. Doesn't really move. Bang. Night. That's why I see that fight.
I mean, yeah, if you don't got no chin in boxing, you're fighting a power guy. It ain't like MMA. You got nothing else to block you away from it.
You touch Rolly like that, he'll probably drop a little bit.
All right. Let's talk about that main event. We got a huge favorite, Canelo Alvarez at minus 1,800 over Berlanga. KO for Canelo, minus 280. Decision, plus 310. Is there any way possible that Canelo loses this fight?
It's a fight. Anything's possible. Berlanga is fast. He's fast. He throws a lot of punches. Problem with Berlanga is he's another guy who is very reckless. He's very reckless in the ring. He gets touched. Let's just say that. He gets touched. He's your prototypical Puerto Rican fighter. And there's two styles of Puerto Rican fighters. I mean, think of it like this. Your boy Cotto. Your boy Cotto is the style I like the most. He's in your face, but he's protecting himself. He's in his face. He's pushing. He's in your face, right? Yeah. Then you have the Tito Trinidad style, where he's walking you down from bang, bang, bang. Hold on. Put it back. Sorry.
So he's more Tito. He's pressure.
He's more like Tito, but not like Tito, if you know what I mean. Like he leaves himself too open. Let's just say that. Like how Ryan Garcia overthrows his punches and boom, he'll get touched. That's Edgar Berlanga. And Canelo, at this stage in Canelo's career, he's not throwing a lot of punches as it is. He's waiting for you. In between those punches you're throwing, that's where he's going to find his spot. That's where Canelo's going to sit back. He might throw an uppercut. He might throw a left hook and step back, and we're going to be right there for him.
Yeah, that's how I think. I mean, I seen a lot of stats on your boy Berlanga. Got first round knockout in his first 16 fights. That's pretty wild.
Against nobody. Against nobody.
Yeah. It reminds me a lot of like Deontay Wilder when he was knocking out everybody. But obviously, Deontay Wilder won a title and shit like that. But it was like, damn, all right, first round knockout, 16 fights at middleweight. That's pretty damn good. But since then, one knockout, and his, like you were just talking about, his punches landed to getting landed, they were like 1.13. And in boxing, that's not a good recipe for beating top guys like Canelo.
It's not. I will say this: Edgar Berlanga looks like he's more in shape than I've seen him. You see, he's more like he's working for this fight. I'm not going to take any work away from this kid. He's working for this fight. But again, you're going against Canelo, probably one of the face of boxing. The guy who once he gets your timing down, once he knows, okay, he throws two punches and he's lazy with his left. As soon as he's done his first two, I'm throwing. As soon as he gets that download in his head, it's going to be a long night for Berlanga.
Yeah,
I think Berlanga, I'm not gonna lie. I think Berlanga comes out strong. He might win the first two. The first 2 rounds, he's gonna jump on Canelo, and Canelo is gonna get comfortable.
Yeah,
gotta watch out. Canelo got one of these. Man. Canelo got one of these, so you gotta really hurt Canelo.
Yeah, good luck. I mean, you gotta really do a lot on him. I mean, 4 division champion now. He's won 4 times since his loss to Bivol. Yeah. It looks like he's back in the prime form again. Everybody was trying to say he was done. He lost that fight. He's been dominating everybody since. I don't know much about boxing as you do anymore, but just judging by the line on here and judging by Canelo how he's been, Canelo's going to finish the fight. I just don't know what round. So please tell me what round to bet Canelo knockout in.
I'm saying he's probably going to be 8th, maybe 9th, in between 8 and 9. That's where I see it. The guy he fought before this is a better boxer than Edgar Berlanga, and he's he hits harder than Edgar Berlanga. So, and Canelo literally just said, "Okay, 1 second, go ahead, get your first 3 off, go ahead." Then he just dismantled him for the rest of the fight, and that's what he's going to do against Berlanga. Maybe worse. Hey. I think he stops him.
We'll see. I mean, here's our picks for the fight card. We got Canelo knockout round 9. We went with round 9 there. We got Caleb Plant knockout round 7, but now you're saying round 5, so we might have to hedge that bet, make it earlier.
I think I'm cool with this. I actually think I'm cool with the 7 because I think Caleb is going to take his time in this fight. Now I think about it.
But like we were saying, he was talking shit about him.
Oh,
might get it early.
Go back and look and when you talk shit to Caleb Plant, it doesn't end well. You're better off going into your press conferences against Caleb just shutting your mouth. Like Canelo didn't really talk shit about Caleb when he fought. He was kind of just like, "Oh yeah, he's a good fighter, but I'm gonna fuck him up." That's basically what it was. Andre Durrell, one of the Durrell boys that he fought, talked all this shit and wound up being knockout of the year for Caleb. So you gotta kind of shut your mouth. And this guy he's fighting he's a 30-year-old prospect. It's the best thing I'm gonna say.
So we're gonna lock that in. Caleb Plant knockout, 100%.
Lock it in.
Lock it. But yeah, we like it. I will say his odds for a round 7 knockout were plus 1,000. That's not like high at all. I like that. Then we got Danny Garcia winning by decision. Yeah. That was plus 330. Yeah. For him to win the fight, he's actually the underdog in the fight at plus 202.
I like Danny.
But for him to win by decision, plus 330. And then we got Manuel Jaimes at KO round 6 at plus 5,000.
That's okay.
I'm liking that one.
That's all right. That's because Rolly's a name. Rolly Romero is a name. That's why. But he's been every time he fights somebody who's good, he gets hurt or he gets knocked out. Okay. Manuel Jaimes is an up-and-coming fighter who's good. So
we got 3 knockouts going now. I like it.
3 knockouts, yeah.
Anything else we'll talk about them
if
fights?
They want to roll the tape back. I don't think I really missed this year in boxing at all. Not knock my win, not to toot my own horn. I think I've been pretty on point with boxing this year. So, yeah. So,
well, I got the bets in already, so hopefully we hit.
Let's go. I mean, you've been on point with your UFC shit, and you've been really on point with your picks, so they better listen.
No, my UFC last week was bad. It was not good.
That was one card. I remember it.
I looked at it from, I don't ever remember seeing, like, there's 14 fights, and 8 of them were underdog wins.
Yeah.
Like, it was a fight night card, though. I don't count them. Like,
yeah, we don't.
I don't.
Fight nights are so hard to do. Fight night cards are, like, difficult.
Yeah, I just did it. I'm like, let me see my record for the year. I didn't add
in. We just saw Gilbert Burns lose. Think about this. We just saw Gilbert Burns, who's he's a top 5 guy at 170. He just lost.
Yeah, so my record for the year in UFC is 251 and 109. That's like 70% on all every fight. It's pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. I mean, I don't bet every fight here and there, but like,
it's kind of hard.
Yeah, boxing is like tough because like you can't actually get a fight card of boxing because like you gotta like wait for somebody to make it. Like they don't make them like the UFC. Like UFC makes them put them out. Like boxing, you can't like, literally pick the boxing fight card. Then there's so many boxing fights that are happening. It's like you can't keep up with them all. Yeah, but I will say this. You know, we were talking about UFC and we were talking about boxing. I think boxing outdid the UFC this year.
I think so too. Again, it's because they have a guy who does not care in Turkish Al Aziz, who does not care. Who's saying, "Listen, oh, you want to fight? What's the price? Double it. Here, let's go fight." Like he's doing with these other boxing sanctions, like top rank, like Golden Boy. He's doing what them guys should be doing for their fighters. So it's kind of like he's making boxing better. He is the face. If there's an award to go out there for like they have these boxing awards all the time, he should be like the man of the year. Because without him, boxing's still dead. I mean that. Boxing.
I agree. I think they did a phenomenal job of taking boxing back up into the mainframe because there was a lot of fucking good fights this year, like a lot.
And look, and I'm not Dana. I know how smart Uncle Dana is. I think he knows like Turkish is not fucking around.
I just think on top of that, more like UFC had a lot of blah cards because of either A, injuries, or B, just fighters coming out and just boring fights.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody remembers the first card of the year was amazing. And then after that, it was just like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah,
UFC 300 was amazing. UFC 300 was great. But after that, what did they have? Nothing. They've all stunk. Like even the Alex Pereira fight card was there, and it was just like the rest of the fight card was terrible, and he saved them twice. You got Volkanovski, he was the face, he lost. So it's harder because like in MMA, if you lose, it's a lot harder for you to get back onto the top of the horse. Yeah. Where in boxing, You lose, you just go up a division or a different division. It's easier to keep the guys. There's more people.
In boxing, you lose, you take a makeup fight, and you get back in your shit. That's how boxing is. Yeah. The problem with boxing is fans. The second you lose a fight, like I might say a lot about Devin Haney. Just because he loses one fight does not mean he's a bad fighter. So, but the fans are out there saying he's a bum, he's this, he's that. So that's the problem with boxing is boxing's fans too. So
yeah, but if they do the same thing, if they have another year like they did this year in boxing, phenomenal. So I think, like you said about the guy Sharif, he's there. He's probably gonna keep it the same. So I like it. I think you're gonna see a lot of stuff about which one performed better, the Canelo fight or the UFC fight. And I think it's gonna be all bullshit numbers. I think most people are gonna watch both because I can stream both of them. I'm probably gonna have both on. So I don't want to hear that shit. I think more people are gonna buy the Canelo fight.
Depends. It's on Amazon Prime, so it could be an $80 fight. And Canelo does not. I don't see Canelo dropping his prices at all. Floyd never did.
Yeah, but at the same time, the UFC fight's like $80, but you got to also buy the UFC fight pass and shit too. It's crazy. Oh, hell no.
See, yeah.
So that's why, like, I'm good. I mean, Uncle Dana, don't come after me. I'll be watching it here for free.
Don't come after me.
I think it's a great weekend for fights. You got football on. You got baseball playoffs coming up. WNBA playoffs are coming up soon. I think that's going to be like the most watched WNBA playoffs of all time. We might even have to talk about that. Probably not, but we'll have Miles to talk about it.
We'll get him started. I got it.
Waiting for a comment.
Don't get him started.
But all right. I don't got nothing else to talk about. We got this game coming on in a few minutes here. I'd like to hop on and watch it because I got Josh Allen in my fantasy team. I also have Jalen Waddle in my fantasy team. And I'm playing against H-An, so hopefully he doesn't play a lot. But we'll see.
We'll see. I think it's a hell of a weekend for sports, period. So everybody enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Man. Best time of the year. Best time of the year.
We got people throwing hands, people throwing balls, pause. Like we got some good baseball is immaculate this time of year. Baseball is amazing this time of year. I mean, basketball is, we got WNBA playoffs. I'm going to talk about it like you said, but a lot going on. So tune in.
Follow the page because on Stoop Life Sports and Facebook, we talk about it all. Stoop Life Sports on Instagram, talk about it all. So hop on, join the party, and take our picks because we are on fire on all of them. Do money line picks, fucking prop bet picks. So far, they've been pretty damn good, I'd say. So the Thursday night football one we did last week, I had 5 up. It went 4 for 5. The Friday night football went 3 for 5. We missed out on, I remember, Jacob's touchdown. We didn't get that. The Sunday parlay I put in that we had the player prop parlay, 5 for 5. But I lost my bet because I put the fucking Dolphins in it. They didn't cover. So I lost that bet. I fucked up. Don't get greedy, guys.
Blame your uncle.
No, I just thought after they locked up Tyreek Hill, I was like, oh, Dolphins are going to blow him up. And it was just a shitty game. I'm like, damn it. You know how bad it is? Like, you go from my 5-player parlay, just player parlays, you put $20 in to win $735. You put Dolphins -3, like, absolutely, it goes up to $1,200.
Yeah. And
you fucking lose because you put the one in that you should have put in. And I'm like, son of a bitch. So this week, guys, follow us on the page because I got another fucking heater coming up. And it's going to be a lock. 5 for 5. We're on with it this week.
You know what? Get them while they're free. That's all I'm going to say. Get them while they're free.
I like putting them up because the graphics look sweet. Because obviously there's fucking 16 football games going on. We got a lot of picks that we could pick from each game. So we'll do it. But other than that, guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Give us a like, share on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook. You know the deal. Share our podcast. If you guys want to hop on whenever we're talking about anything, we are on every Thursday. Paul is also on Tuesdays. in a couple of weeks, I'm going to get my podcast back up to do college football and NFL picks. It's been a little busy and not gonna lie, I've been a little bit lazier to do them, but I'll get back to it. But last words are you, man.
Hey, thanks for watching. Like always, keep following the page. Follow those picks because we're gonna get you some money. We're gonna get you a bag. But yeah, thanks for watching. Follow every page. I mean, we're big on Instagram, Facebook groups still popping, and please go to YouTube and follow us. Subscribe at Soup Knockouts. That's all I gotta say.
All right, y'all. Thanks for listening. Peace out. We will see you guys next time.
See ya.